On our way out for day 2, kind of a clinic regatta because it's a very small turnout, but that's fine. We're working on a lot of refinement for these teams. They'll be on their way to San Francisco. We got one more clinic this next week, a couple days, the end of this next week before the 4th of July. They're going to be getting their boats worked. They're going to get their boats and homework done here early in the week. And they'll go to San Francisco before the Nationals, July 11, 12, 13. And obviously we have a lot of bottom end size teams. And so obviously that's our biggest focus is sailing and breeze today. I think we're going to see 14 knots. It's definitely going to be further right, more northwest. Head to winds yesterday were like 250 to 270, mostly 260 to 270. Today will definitely be to the right at 270. We'll see 295 head to winds is my guess. You kids will have to tell me how close I got here at 10:30 in the morning. Okay. We talked about if you have a chance for the top 3 in regattas, you need to know the results. If you don't have a chance at the top 3, you really don't need to know the results. You're not protecting anything else. You're trying to learn as much as possible, stack up as much experience. You should go into this day thinking you're winning. So you should imagine you're in first right now. Looking at you. You can totally shine at Apple and not be too wigged out. Okay, so 3 races, a little shorter, and tons of wind in the morning does not necessarily mean it's going to stay. I think it's going to die off a little after we get in. One of the things about northwest wind is that it is offshore, so you have to think about that. What are offshore winds? They're going to be shiftier and streakier because they're coming over shore. An onshore wind will be generally steadier with pulses. You won't really get pulses in the northwest wind. You're going to get streaks, puffs, and shifts. And the book would say anything where the wind is well to the right, if it gets to 305, it is start, go a little ways, and tack before anybody else really gets going to the right. And if you come off the line and everybody is already going to the right, you're behind schedule. So it is going to be an interesting to see what happens. Okay, day 2, San Diego OCR Regatta. Get to do some heavy breeze jives. Beautiful day. And our golden rule is if you're not in the top 3 or top 5 of a regatta, you got to leave the dock first. Look at the ankle bite. Look at the guys out there, the guys and girls. They're 5th and 6th place, which is fine. They have 10 races, 15 races in a 29er, and everybody else has 90. That, you know, those are rough numbers, but look at them. They got a head start and they're out there. That's what you do. You lead the pack out. For people who don't grow up here or aren't from here, this is fool's gold over here. This is the windiest spot in San Diego, Point Loma. And so out there you can expect it to be 2, 3, 4 knots lighter. So you don't really worry about what happens at yacht clubs. The wind is usually different on the race course, especially here. It's going to be a little shorter day today. Only 3 races that are going to be slightly shorter. We liked the long courses yesterday because you got to get good at long courses. You got to get good at the focus it requires. Making sure you don't fall too far behind. You got to be in the races. Cool, that's beautiful. Whoa. Buoys are leaning into the current. Oh, there's a bunch of sea lions. But anyway, tide is going that way. Top of the buoy's going the opposite way. Julia and Chloe. I think this is their first regatta together. Checking for kelp. If you want the boat to go down, get the boat a little flatter, and the spinnaker will pull the bow down. You've done good here by working low on these guys, so you'd be able to pull off a shot. Yeah, and then when you want to head up, you got to probably sail with a little heel. Main sail looks good. She could be easing the main and the bigger puffs just a little. You don't want to overdo it. Instead of easing 6 inches, you ease 2.5 or something, 3. She's just going up and down a little too much. She needs to just scoot back a little and just send it just almost straight. Only going down a little in the puffs. Although, they haven't lost anything. So the Borellis, we do have to know the points as coaches at big regattas. We're practicing for a big regatta now, so the coach needs to know the points, keep track of the races if your sailors have a chance to be in the top 3. Julia's in 2nd place with 7 points, and the Borellis with the white tighter in 1st with 6 points. And then the Simpsons are 3rd with 12. So Julia and Olympia are going to go into the last race 1st and 2nd no matter what. Unless Julia gets a 6th and Ben will get a 1st. So they're in pretty good shape. They have really been good on this line. Wow. First to the race course. Good job, guys. A couple favorites for the Sabbath Nationals this year. It's going to be a battle. A bunch of friends. They had the move of the day yesterday too. The youngest team, they had to get their leech cord on the main. It was driving Fenton crazy, flapping. So he had to keep the boat sailing in the biggest puff, windiest part of the day, and had to get the leech cord on and did it. It was flapping like a ribbon. It was making. I could hear it from a long way away. Very little current. It took a minute to go that far. So very little current, but it's actually going towards the pin. Now you won't have this up there. You'll be able to see the current on the buoy in San Francisco. But so this is about 0.2 knots, 0.1, going with the wind. So that means if you start at the pin, you have to adjust your ley line up boat length in the last minute, maybe a little 2 boat lengths in the last minute. P flag is down. We determined that the current was moving a little bit, so that moves the pin end ley line higher. You have to stick the bow into the wind a little bit more. At 30 seconds, then you think you cannot get down the line very far. That was good by Julia. She gave herself a little gap that she can tack into. That's obviously not a gap she can tack into, but you want a little gap at 30. The Borellis did what we talked about in a northwest wind, which they had the correct head to wind readings, 285, and they come off the line, you just hang for a little while and you've got the feet control. And then as people start to go right, then they'll go right. They don't need to rush. If there was boats already going right, they would be tacking and going. Look at the lead profile. We're pretty close together. Borellis look like they're going up, up, up in the flat spots, and then when they feel like they need speed, she presses down and eats the jib a little. It takes a lot of practice. Here they go. Oh, I think they just got lifted, so they're going to keep going. If I were the Borellis, I would have gone to leeward of them. I would attack before or
obviously you could attack right on them, but that's not what we're trying to do. This is a good speed test. But again, you do have that boat to lure who, might go not be able to sail free. Then it will theoretically be able to sail free here. The Borellis have a little higher load. So they're fine. Look at that. That is beautiful. It's a little lighter here. I figure they noticed that. In a header, if they're reading their compass and they read a header, these guys would gain in a header. They have gained in my opinion. I think Maribel hit the water, and I think the wind shifted right a little. They've gone bow out on them. And this is where I think the Borellis could have been on really long. Alright, that's great practice. Look at when they get it dialed in though, they do have a high load. Because you can't have the crew going up and down and doing a bunch of stuff other than a little fore and aft. Okay, so their jib is outside the spreader in this light spot. I would have had the jib tighter in the light spot. And then there's a big puff coming, big kelp coming just to the windward of them. Okay, you're gonna see these guys' jib, I think, is a little tighter. Not really, not much. And they've worked a good little gap to windward again. Oh, we're about to be full on. Skipper is moving. Yep. They gotta keep moving. Will's doing fine. They are killing the boats behind, I think. Race 1 on Sunday, race 5 for the regatta. And I talked to Olympia and Maribel about if this was the Olympic trials today, or the Star Worlds, and the forecast was for northwest, and the head-to-wind reading was 285, maybe getting over there to the right, that you'd see a lot of world-class sailors up the line. Come off the line and either tack soon or go far enough to lead most people that way. And it worked from a standpoint of that we got light over there a little. You stepped up, got back out into the breeze, and then it went right more, and you laid the mark 3 minutes away. So again, the right might not have paid, but again, we are practicing game plans right now. San Francisco will be a very distinct likely current related game plan. We are again, current kelp right there. Just kelp everywhere, kelp. It just makes the regatta like really a thing you have to just accept and do the best you can. Sometimes there's things about regattas that stink, whether it's a race committee that keeps making mistakes or whatever. And we are lucky to be out here. But yeah, this is the current line right here. See, kelp. This is the current line coming right through here. You can see how it looks a little glassy right here. And so if we were really serious business, we would be measuring depths out here, obviously. If we were like an Olympic team, measuring depths and figuring out the current. We'd set buoys and figure out the current on each side. What's interesting is the Borellis never really get their knuckle of the bow out of the water too much. And it's not windy enough to really do it now, but even in the puffs, they're still, the bow's touching the water, kissing the water there, and they don't go back much. They just keep the boats almost on its line. I would suggest in the big puffs to go ahead and just get the bow out of the water a fraction more. And then in the light spots, just to twinkle toes forward a little tiny bit, 3-4 inches, 5 inches, back to your normal spot. And then in the big puffs, just lean back, because it just makes the boat skip off the fatter part of the boat a little, and the boat it just skips like a stone, right? It's more like this, if you want it to skipping conditions, you want it to be like the smoothest, flattest surface. So these guys had a good job. Their retriever line is on the edge of too tight, but not bad. Race 2 on Sunday. less than a minute to go. This is race 6 for the regatta. These girls had a rough time because you couldn't go up the middle, and they kind of did both. And they were right in the race, and the Borellis did a masterful tack on them and forced them out into light air. They didn't know they were going to do it. Don't go in there. What? She should have crabbed up. So she should have, as he went there, oh, never mind, she didn't need to, but she should have let the boom hit her shoulder and crabbed up a little. Our goals for the middle girls there in the middle are to sail flatter. Not a bad start. It's to sail flatter and not bend your knees. When you feel this much wind in your face, that's okay, Will. Nice exit. See, that was one of our goals for the regatta. If we don't get a good start, get exited. Don't whine, complain, think. Don't dwell. Get on it. A lot of people are going, oh, that sucked. Oh, man, I can't believe it. What happened? No way. It's a long race, man. The start almost doesn't matter as long as you're in the race after the start, as long as you're not going backwards. Nice start by Chloe and Sophia and Chloe. And our goal is for Chloe, the crew, to not bend her knees so much. Speed is related to power. If you're bending your knees, you're releasing power off, and we're trying to ease the main lens. Now, I would have wanted to have a bigger lane than this, but look at how this looks. The crew is straight legged. If you feel this much wind in your face, you should be straight legged. If you're not straight legged, then your skipper is not steering right. Your skipper's either too high or too low. Yeah, look at him now. I didn't get video of the last race, but don't be bending your knees. Just Sophia stays calm and pump the main in. Don't ease the main as much. Yeah, see, that's Maxie's. There we go. See, she's letting it out too much. Sophia could lean against that. So that's the skipper movement. Right now, Sophia leans so that we don't have to let the main out. It's a war. How little? Upwind is how little can I ease the main and still look good against the competition. Right, you have to watch the other boats. The first race, these ladies did not watch the other boats, and every lull they bore off, and they were losing tons, and they didn't notice it. This race, I told them, you got to watch the other boats. You can't just sail a totally different course. And ease the main as little as possible, as little as you need. Pointing and speed are power. Okay, and then downwind, who can ease the spinnaker the most without luffing? Who can get it the loosest without luffing? Race 2 on Sunday, and every team knows that in a northwest wind, this is a 300-degree wind, we cannot be the leaders. We cannot be banging the left corner. And then it gets light over here because the wind's coming offshore. It's kind of like a northwesterly in Miami. The wind comes offshore. And poor Sean is just having a horrible day with 2 days with his health. Don't know. Look at this. 3384 is hanging. Oh, don't ease the main so much. But look, they're hanging. Poor guy. Now, in this offshore breeze, it gets streakier. If it goes to 310, 315 on the compass, it gets way streakier. So you have to be aware of that. And there's times where you do have to step up a little. You have to look out here, figure out if it's going to be windy enough, and take little step ups. Maybe a tour technique, no match. Race 3384 is in the race, duck in the leaders. Julia's, yeah, Julia. Bow, out. Speed test. Wow, that's cool. You're race 6 for the regatta, and you can just speed test. Sometimes practice is practice, you guys. I know you like to win races, and you want to try to learn to win races. But right now, she goes up underneath that boat and tries to see if they can just come up with, I just caught half a point roll and killed beds. And there we go. And then, anyway, run, but stop. Oh, wow. So that was 1, 2, 3. Yep, there's a 4-tack beat going on here. Wow, Will and Ben. Oh, no, I'm sorry. God, my eyes were playing tricks with me. Sophia and Chloe just got the Borellis on starboard. Oops. This is a race. Yeah. This is their first 29er regatta together. They don't have a ton of experience. This is awesome. Race 2, Sunday. Race 6. It's a race. Kind of the best breeze we've had all weekend. Still 11, 12. I bet you they had puffs. Look at that, pre-halyard. Vang's already loose. See how the halyard's up? Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Bam. Could have gone a fraction. Yeah, never mind. Nice. They've been good downwind. They've been good. 61 still just a little better maybe downwind right now, but I'll tell you, they've been good downwind. Let's see what happens. So downwind is where people really take a long time to figure the boats out. So orange spinnaker here, they're wondering what they could do better downwind. They haven't let their bang off. Look at the height difference. So what that means is her sail's going to be more stalled out. You're going to have to keep the main out a little further. And she's going to have to go higher in the light spot. Okay, up, but in the light spot, you'll pay for that flat sail, close lead. If you do have the bang on, you leave the main out further. If you have your bang very loose, you have your main sheet in tight. Will and Ben took the lead. That's a gap. Julia held on to second. Borellis are right on Julia's tail. We got a race, but Will and Ben, nice. The brothers. 49ers. Ian and Noah. 2 of our best mentors in our skiff program. They have sailed with pretty much every kid lately, or coached them at least, but Ian has sailed with probably 9 different kids, 10 different kids, showing them how to sail the boats and have fun. Ian just won the high school national team racing A division, and then I don't know if he won A division, but Point Loma High won those nationals. Their A division skipper, and then they also team racing nationals a month before that. This is Braden and Holland, also on Point Loma High School sailing team. Still 29er sailors, just starting a 49er program. They've rebuilt that boat. Taking a lot of work. Yeah, they're light. Cool. Last to first. Possibly. Yeah, I think I got them. I can't tell. I think they're about. I mean, I don't think I'm crossing Ben. I think Sean's just ahead of him. These guys are inside though. Green spinnaker's inside. But it almost last first. Yep, green spinnaker's got him. They should jive right here. Oh, they're outside 3 boat lengths, aren't they? Oh, now they're inside 3 boat lengths. Last to first. Last to first. Whoa. Whoa. say that line is 49 yards long. I think that the person, that's 50 yards. I could kick that. I could kick that. Girls. Now, I don't want to harp on favored side too much, but I'm a big believer that you focus on boat handling all the time and drill boat handling all the time, and you don't teach them how to manage courses and think for themselves and not bang the left corner and northwesterly. So, in this wind direction, at this strength, it is very likely that these girls, if they keep a hold of the main sheet and don't put off way too much, that, I mean, they are flat out second right now. They're ahead of Julia easily. And they're probably ahead of Owen. We talked about trying to be one of the boats getting right early, and they did it. First regatta together in a 29er. They've done 2 or 3 regattas in 29ers. It's great stuff. This is the windiest part of the day. I think this is 14 knots. I'll ask the race committee what their wind strength is now. 13 and a half, let's say. Becky, what's the wind strength now?
Average 11.9, current 14, dropping now 13, 12 and a half.
Bueno, thank you. Yeah, biggest 14 in the puff. And in this condition is where the top of the jib will luff a fraction and sailing absolutely flat. They're going through the current line right now. So you cannot tack soon. You absolutely must, positively must keep going. Because you tack now, you're gonna crisscross right between the current line that's coming right through here. Here it is, look at all this. Oh, let's get it, come on. Glassy water right here, little soapy water, kelp right there. So you gotta get past this line and pray. I think the girls are winning. Those girls are winning. Okay, from a different angle, I'm gonna say these guys on the left here are winning. They are the biggest team. He is the double-handed national champ, Venus champ, skipper. Kind of good. Second at Sabbath Nationals this year. Just won the Area J Cheers qualifier. Skill boat, so yeah, he's good. So he's going to be just ahead of Sophia. He's going to probably tack ahead into lures. These girls are in second in the regatta with a three-point cushion. They have 14, Ben has 17, Will and Ben. Yeah, that's too bad. They just got a pinch. It's better to pinch right now. Let Sean foot out a little ways. Nice. Nice, beautiful. Biggest thing we learned today is you can't bend your knees in the breeze. If you have this much wind in your face, you better be fighting it. You can't be bending your knees and sailing like an FJ. Feathering in the puffs doesn't work. You gotta put power up. Power creates aerodynamic, hydrodynamic momentum. Too. So I don't know if this has been happening much today. This is the windiest part of the day. But it's still really nice right where I am. Yeah, they're reaching their main slap and then drop in. So. But I'm lapping now. So they probably have it set right for the other races. It goes 11, 12. Look at that. These guys kind of This is the best you've looked. Like every day we've gotten better and better. This is 7 days in a row, Taylor. Let's see if they get through this light spot. Yes. We always anticipate that. Wow. Rolling the back into the second. Wow. Look at this. This is a huge success. That's awesome. Race. Race 3, day 2, race 7 for the regatta. August is the one who moves forward and aft the best. It's like twinkle toes, just 2-3 little steps forward. I mean, you're only moving less than a foot in this stuff. Look at that, flat, get lee helm. Oh my God, that's a good jibe. Oh God, I hope I had that in the screen. The boat, you get lee helm by getting the boat flat and keeping the spinnaker tight. You don't let it out as you're like, it's not a normal boat. On a normal boat, you ease the sheet and pull the guy. On these boats, as you go downwind, you hold the sheet where it is. Do not let it out, because that's what's turning the boat. You just get the boat flat and the boat swings right down through the jibe. You hesitate in the middle. Head up a little, so right as the kite's filling, you're, oh, that was great. I think they're winning, man. I mean, there was so much more wind on this side. I don't know how the other guys did not see this. I mean, these guys are, she is 30 seconds ahead. We'll see. She is 30 seconds ahead. There was just flat out more wind. Light air jibe, they hesitate. These guys gain back some. Now she's walking back and forth. Back. Twinkle toes. Stand straight up. You got to get really good at standing straight up. Oh, she jibed too early. Yeah, she comes into the other one maybe. Wow, they're so close together. That made it so hard. She should have gone further on port. Yeah, she should have gone further on port and rounded this gate over here. Wow, those gates are close together. Okay. One more upwind, one more downwind, we head home.
I really like this, ladies. That was a great first lap of that race. Easily the best you've sailed.
Looks good. Pirellis have a tiny bit more twist at times. That's okay, that's a good sign.
That means you're holding power with a really good team.
That looks good, not easing too much. Sophia could get her shoulders out like Olympians. Shoulders, then relax. Shoulders out, 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 out. Out, out, out. Then relax. Yeah. So that's all.
It's a little in the steering. Just not quite steering as accurately with power.
No problem. Looks good.
Heading home, 232. Northwest wind right here going up North San Diego Bay. They're right up there.